Hello everyone, this is Figure Drawing 1260, and today we're going to be talking about simple shapes. One of the most important things to do in drawing is to understand how to go from general to specific. So today I'm going to give you just an individual module for understanding this process. So we're going to cube this out, and we're going to have two equal cubes like this. So inside this thoracic chamber right up here, here's the top of that chamber. And we're not quite as wide as we are tall. And so I'm placing this like this shape, very basic. So here's unit 1 and here's unit 2, right here to here. Now, we first have, when we look at this unit, we're going to divide that in half. So the top of this unit right here, and then come down 3 fingers, the 3-finger gap, and then build in the pelvis structure, just like this. So it's very simplified, but that's a good way to see a very complex figure, and later you can come in, get half of this cube and divide it down into, here's the base of the thoracic chamber, here's your sternum right here with the gladiolus, manubrium, and xiphoid process. Here is the thoracic arch right here. And so it's very simplified form, but it's easy to understand and memorize simple forms. Okay, when we talk about the head shape is another height here of a unit. And within that unit, you divide that unit in half. Now that point is, 1/2 of that is where the base of the nose is, or the anterior spine of the septum. So right there, base of the nose. Okay, so from here to here, divide that in half, and that gives you your ability to start this head-like shape right here, bring that around down to here, and there's a head length. Then this point again is the base of the nose. Above that slightly is the orbital cavity, the cavity for the eyes. Above that is the top of the superciliar arch. So then you've got a head length. So basically this whole upper body or upper torso is 3 head lengths and within these cubes, and it's a very simple way of thinking. So when you're drawing your basic drawings, set up from general to specific. So you're going to draw, and this helps you to really always see the midline and draw across the form. You're going to have the thoracic chamber in any angle, and you get the pelvic structure. So here we have a trajectory change in the midline. And then here's the hip structure. So we know right where to put the leg, comes out from the base of the 3-finger gap, and here we have, this is the top of the leg, and then right here to the symphysis pubis. Always make sure you put in your ellipse, because that helps you to have a 3-dimensional figure. It's not really 3-dimensional until you put that in, because otherwise it's just a 2-dimensional form. And here's the back of the leg, and then again we're putting in this ellipse right here. So up here, again, very simple. So the top of the thoracic chamber slightly comes above that cube. And when you think about building a drawing from very basic general shapes to more specific, you've got a good kind of system to build that figure upon. And this really applies well if you want to draw from your imagination or memory, so it's a very helpful process. So here's our midline or center line down to the symphysis, And here's the bottom of this decision right here, which is the bottom of the thoracic. On the 10th rib, this is approximately the 10th rib. And you have the figure bending, and so you have less here and more here. And as the trajectory of the thoracic chamber changes, you'll often have that. So here's the top or the head of the pelvic structure, the bottom of the 3-finger gap, down to the symphysis, and down to the symphysis. So up here, again, here's the head or the opening of the first rib, and we have the trajectory, overall trajectory of the thoracic chamber. Very simple, big shapes. But it's with those big shapes that you can start to build a figure from your imagination. And this is a really crucial process for anyone going into animation, or just for, I find it extremely helpful to be able to conceptualize. I think that's a really big bonus. So here's down to the pelvic structure, the symphysis pubis. The midline's coming down here and there. And then we can think about adding the leg right here. And it goes thick to thin, thick to thin. And another leg right here, thick to thin. Okay, so that's basically how I want you to think today. I want you to think about the big shapes. Now, when you're doing the gestural block-in, I've showed you that other process on Canvas. This is a separate concept of building a figure from imagination. So there's 2 ways of building this figure. Well, in drawing, there's a lot of different ways of building a figure. These are just 2 methods that I find extremely helpful in building dynamic figures with a lot of motion to them. So thank you. I hope this helps, and have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.